this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Hello and welcome to Short Stuff. There's Chuck, there's Jerry, I'm Josh, and this is, well, I already said Short Stuff. I've already screwed up and wasted time, squandered precious time, Chuck. Let's just get started. Oh, yeah. Like I said, oh, yeah.
Who was God, I can't remember the Simpsons character now. What a dummy.
Bleeding Gums Murphy?
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Well, he played the sax.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
He was a jazz man, not a blues man.
He was a hep cat.
He was super hep. He wore like sandals year-round without socks, with suits, I believe.
So, yeah, this is about the blues and specifically Robert Johnson. And I have an interesting relationship with the blues.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in that I love occasionally putting on like Son House or Robert Johnson or something like that and enjoy it for a bit. Mm-hmm. But then I have to turn it off. And I also recognize that blues is the foundation of rock and roll.
Sure.
Like, full stop.
Right.
But I also hate, like, I just call it the Blind Willie's Blues. It's a place here in Atlanta. This legendary blues bar
yes.
where, like...
It's like the blues version of smooth jazz.
Yeah, it's like where you see, like, the 52-year-old in flip-flops and cargo shorts up there playing the blues. Mm-hmm. That's the stuff that makes me hate the blues, despite loving rock and roll and recognizing that blues is the foundation of that.
I'm with you. So you can be selective. It is complicated, actually. That's really, really good way to put it.
All right. So we're talking about Robert Johnson and whether or not he sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads to gain more talent as a blues guitarist and singer. Spoiler, that did not happen because there is no devil.
What? I've wasted my life.
But we're going to talk a little bit about Robert Johnson's history and he's certainly a man who sang the blues for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, he had a pretty rough life. So he was, as a little kid, he got moved from place to place, mostly between little towns in Mississippi and I believe Memphis. And he lost his dad early on. I think his dad left. His stepfather abused him, and he just kind of had it rough, especially after he became an adult. He married his girlfriend, Virginia, and they had a kid, and Virginia and the baby died during childbirth. And so he kind of got unmoored after that and very, very quickly started singing the blues more than ever and became a pretty hardcore alcoholic, I believe, as a result. So, yeah, he definitely had it rough, and he lived the life that you could live to be the foundation of the blues, basically, which he grew up to be. Yeah,
and they think he's a member of the 27 Club,
mm-hmm.
Perhaps the first even, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
But he died at 27 years old, supposedly and records are tough on guys like Robert Johnson, but supposedly was poisoned by the husband of one of his lovers when he was 27 years old.
Right. So, but in that time, though, he managed to create like a body of work that, like you said, is basically pointed to as one of the major blocks in the foundation of rock and roll. This is in the 30s that he was playing prolifically, right?
Yeah, and he followed in the footsteps of, he wasn't the first blues guitarist by any means.
No, he wasn't. And in fact, there's this story, and this is the whole thing where it's like, why did he sell his soul to the devil? What's the story? We're going to tell you this story. The whole thing starts back in 1930 in Robinsonville, Mississippi. And there is a juke joint where the blues is being played by a couple of legends, Son House, who you mentioned.
Yeah, love it.
And I think, who else was there that night?
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown was playing that night. And these guys were already established as Delta bluesmen, right? And the house was packed, and I guess in between sets, a very young Robert Johnson came up to the stage and grabbed, and I'm sure the stage was just a chair that was on at the same level as the other chairs or wherever people were sitting or standing. And he grabs a guitar, not even his guitar. I mean, the audacity, right?
Yeah.
And he starts playing. And because it's Robert Johnson, you would assume that everybody was just stopped, transfixed at how amazing he was. That is not how it went down at all, as a matter of fact.
No, he wasn't very good. And Sunhouse, even says, he said that people came and told him, why don't some of y'all go down and make that boy put that thing down? He's running us crazy.
Right. Because his playing was so bad.
Yeah.
And this is humiliating enough. They went over and basically said, you not only need to stop playing, you need to leave this juke joint. You just showed you're actually not cool enough to even sit here as like an audience member anymore. So he left and he disappeared and he vanished. And then a year later,
as legend has it,
right, at another blues place, again, Willie Brown and Sunhouse were playing, and Robert Johnson shows up. And he shows up with a guitar, his own guitar this time. Mm-hmm. And he starts playing, and it's like nothing anyone else has ever heard. This guy has turned insanely good almost overnight. And
he's got a 7th string on his guitar, and everyone was like, what?
Yeah, and he used it to great effect. Eric Clapton put it kind of succinctly. He said that he was simultaneously playing a disjointed bass line on the low strings, rhythm on the middle strings, and lead on the treble strings, which had the effect of sounding like there were multiple people playing when it was really just him on that 7-string guitar. That's how fast and how varied the music he was playing was, and no one had ever heard anything like it.
Yeah, so the legend is that he went down to the crossroads during that time, sold his soul to the devil, and Satan granted him with these special talents in exchange for his soul.
But like you already spoiled, that actually probably didn't happen.
So should we take a break?
We should take a break. We'll do some more explaining when we get back.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Everyone knows winter is the real mess maker. You don't need WeatherTech floor liners for summer unless you hit the beach and half the beach ends up back in your car, or the campsite dirt ends up in your trunk. Then you'd want a cargo liner, or a road trip goes sideways, lemonade spills, ketchup goes rogue, ice cream drips. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy about those WeatherTech seat protectors. So just to be clear, as the mud you're inevitably going to step in this summer, you don't need WeatherTech unless you plan on doing summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today.
Okay, Chuck, so we've established that there actually isn't a devil unless it's the greatest trick you ever pulled.
Oh.
We may have just fallen victim to that. But not only, so does that mean that story didn't happen in that sense? It probably didn't even happen to Robert Johnson. There seems to have been a case of mistaken identity because there's a story of an earlier bluesman who's not related to Robert Johnson, but had the same last name. His name was Tommy Johnson. And if you're a fan of the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
And you were only familiar with Robert Johnson like me, you may have been wondering all this time why they didn't just call that character, Tommy Johnson, Robert Johnson, since he was clearly based on Robert Johnson. Well, it turns out I know now that the Coen Brothers did their homework.
They tend to do that.
Yeah, they do.
So, yeah, Tommy Johnson was in that movie and had sold his soul to the devil in that movie. Mm-hmm. It's been covered elsewhere. There was that great movie to me, Crossroads, with Ralph Macchio.
Was it good?
Well, I mean, it was one of those HBO movies that as a young kid who got a guitar at 13 watched like 50 times.
I never saw it.
I thought it was pretty great. I mean, Steve Vai is in it.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he plays Satan's right-hand man and lead shredder in the main cutting heads competition at the end.
Did Pat Morita play Satan?
No. He totally should have. No, who was it? Oh, man, he's been in stuff. If you saw him, you'd be like, oh, he plays a good Satan.
Wings Hauser.
No.
Treat Williams.
No.
I don't know then.
Those are the only three actors you know.
Yeah.
Tommy Chong? No.
Right.
Anyway, I haven't seen it in a while. I'd like to check it out. But there's always sort of been this blues legend all the way around, is where the Crossroads, you go meet the devil. You sign up for a lifetime of hellfire in exchange for what seems to be like a good deal on earth, even though the tail end of that tale always ends as like they die young or something. Right.
Don't fall for it, kids.
That's right. Like supposedly Jimmy Page sold his soul to the devil too.
Sure. Who didn't, you know? On. So the story, though, seems to have originated with Tommy Johnson. And
I think so.
There's an article, there's this site, Chuck, called Paranormal Academic, which is just like a dream come true for me. I just found it. It was linked to in this How Stuff Works article. And
does that mean you're not going to tinfoilhat.com anymore?
No, not anymore. I've rescinded my membership.
All right.
So on Paranormal Academic, there's an excerpt from an interview with Tommy Johnson's brother, who said, Tommy told me the story of what happened, and he supposedly went down to the Crossroads. He said, anybody can do this. You go down to the Crossroads, get there a little before midnight to make sure you're there on time, which is hilarious that he included that little detail. Be punctual. And if you bring your own instrument, a like great big black man will show up, take your instrument from you, tune it for you, hand it back, and the deal is done. That's how it happens. And that's what the legend became. But then at some point, it seems to have been transposed from Tommy Johnson onto the later on much greater known Robert Johnson. And Robert Johnson seems to have been like, sure, yeah, that happened to me. And you can really see that in some of the song titles of the body of his work.
Yeah, Hellhound on My Trail, Me and the Devil Blues, obviously the song Crossroad Blues, Up Jump the Devil. Here's the thing, though. The singing about the devil and talking about the devil in that community at that time was very commonplace. And Robert Johnson was talking about his demons.
Right.
Not literal demons, just his demons in life, because he had a rough go and then, fell into alcoholism and chasing women and probably believed that the hellhounds were on his trail.
Right. So
and his tail, let's be honest.
Right. The devil had given him. So that's the interpretation by his grandson, Stephen Johnson, who also has an answer for that question. Okay, all right, fine. Yeah. But besides the supernatural, how could somebody go from zero to hero blues legend-wise in just a year like that? And Stephen Johnson's like, actually, it was probably more like 3 years. Like, yeah, he actually probably was kicked out of that juke joint for playing badly. And he probably did come back and blow those same people away. But it wasn't a year. It was about 3 years. And he didn't go sell his soul to the devil. He went and studied under a legendary guitarist named Ike Zimmerman, whose family confirms that Robert Johnson was there all the time around that time.
Yeah, so like the boring but also inspiring answer was practice.
Yeah, don't sell your soul.
He got good because he played a ton of guitar, probably because he wanted to get better, but probably also due to a little bit of shame, and wanted to go back there and make a name for himself. So he practiced and practiced and practiced, like anybody who is good at anything does.
And that is the true legacy of Robert Johnson, legendary blues man, right?
That's right.
Well, thanks for listening. You can read about this article on How Stuff Works. That's where we got this one, right, Chuck?
That's right.
All right. Well, then until next time, short stuff away.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio's How Stuff Works. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.